Welcome everyone to yesterday's NBA news from the July 1st, from 1st of July 2024. Free agency is well underway. We had some major deals, but not that much happening overnight. So this will be a little shorter episode than usual. Anyway, let's start with the biggest deal, which is obviously Klay Thompson on a 3-year, $50 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks. Klay averaged 18, 3, and 2 on 43, 39, 93 splits in 77 games last season for the Warriors. And he now leaves for the Dallas Mavericks. It was a sign and trade which sent Josh Green to the Charlotte Hornets. Josh Green averaged 8, 3, and 2 on 48, 39, 68 splits in 57 games. Always gave everything for the Mavericks, and the Warriors create a $16 million trade exception and get 2 second-round picks from the Dallas Mavericks. And I made a whole video about it, talking about it as a fan of the Warriors, obviously. But this is a great deal for the Mavs. Defensively, obviously, Klay, Kyrie, and Luka will be an intriguing trio defensively because Klay had some bad moments defensively, and I wonder how him and Luka will mesh ego-wise. But I mean, it makes sense, right? Perfect shooter. They struggled shooting because the Celtics took away the corner three-pointers against them in the finals. So this is a perfect deal for them. Charlotte gets a young player in Josh Green, and the Warriors get a trade exception if they vote to use it. They are more flexible, but obviously, getting 2 second-round picks for Jordan Poole, Chris Paul, and Klay Thompson essentially it was salary dumping, right? Just so we can stay under the tax, which was the main mission this season at the end of the day. And that's what they have accomplished now, it appears. And that is that, right? Perfect move for Dallas. They've gotten a lot better this offseason after making the finals. So, yeah, they will be really good next year, obviously. Then the biggest non-deal move or non-deal news that I should say is Lauri Markkanen, right? The Jazz are apparently listening on trades for Markkanen. The Timberwolves and Kings have showed interest apparently. I mean, if the T-Wolves could flip Towns for Markkanen, would it make sense for you all? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe could work, maybe not. I like Towns a lot, but could Markkanen be a better fit overall? Maybe, maybe. I don't know. It's an intriguing thought process. Anyway, that's my thing. And the Kings, which I mean, the Kings obviously in for Brandon Ingram. Lauri Markkanen is a great player. I mean, any team can want him really. Could fit well next to Sabonis and Fox, even though I don't know who the hell they could trade for him. I guess they would have to trade like 8 first-round picks. And obviously the Warriors and Spurs are interested. The Spurs would be really intriguing, right? Wemby and Lauri with Chris Paul would be insane, in my opinion. And I think that team could be really good if they made it happen. And I mean, he could be a perfect co-star for Wemby, honestly. But we'll see what happens with Lauri Markkanen. There is still some rumbling that the Jazz still want to resign him. So we'll see if he even gets traded, as he averaged 23, 8, and 2 on 48, 49 splits in 55 games last season. Such a great player, even though he obviously missed some games. I don't know if it's truly through injuries or that the Jazz, I don't know, but I mean, he clearly had some injury issues. But yeah, let's not get into that. He'll be a great player for whoever, gets him, or if Utah keeps him. I would love that to be the Warriors, but I'm not sure if I would want to give up Kuminga, if I'm being honest. But I'll make a separate video about that. This is about the news, not about my Warriors perspective. Derrick White signed a contract extension with the Boston Celtics. 15 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists on 46, 49 splits in 73 games last season for the Celtics. Of course, he signs an extension for 4 years, $125.6 million. Great deal. That's the max the Celtics could offer him. I think he could have gotten more on the open market next year, honestly. But I mean, he wants to stay with the Celtics. It's a perfect match for him. He's been sensational, doing a little bit of everything right. Had an incredible playoff run, especially the first round series against the Heat, where he was pretty much the MVP of that series. And he gets to stay with the champs as they run it back with everyone as the next news is about Jayston Tatum, who gets the largest deal in NBA history. 5-year, $314 million extension with the Celtics after obviously winning a championship, averaging 27, 8, and 5 on 47, 38, 83 splits in 74 games in the regular season, 10 obviously in the playoffs. He did his thing, even though they were not as great as his regular seasons. He still had a really good playoff run, capping it off by his best game in the biggest game, winning the title. Doesn't matter how good he played overall throughout the playoffs since they've won the title, right? And I think he'll only be able to get better from that. So the deal is crazy in a way, but the Celtics have the money for it yet. We'll see when the CBA starts to kick their ass, but they are running it back, and I mean they look as good as any team next year. The thing is, right, that's what we said about all the champs. And for whatever reason, it never worked out. Denver crashed out. Since there was not the same sense of urgency, I would say. Milwaukee Bucks crashed out, right? The Warriors, I guess that's a weird deal in and of itself because of the Draymond stuff. But, something has always happened for the past champions. So the Celtics will be obviously looking to repeat. There are still doubters for Tatum, so I think they have more than enough motivation to run it back and try to get another one this year. Then we had to Goga Bitadze, who signs a 3-year, $25 million deal to return to the Orlando Magic. He averaged 5, 5, and 1 on 60, 14, 66 splits in 62 games last season. Was a really huge piece with when Wendell Carter was out, really good defensively, and he is a really good rotational big. I like the deal for the Magic a lot. I would have liked him on the Warriors, honestly. If I have to keep sneaking my Warriors takes in here. But yeah, Guga Bitadze is a really good piece for the Magic that returns. Like that for the Magic a lot. Really like that offseason, even though the Gary Harris deal, which I'll talk about pretty much after the next deal, I'm not so sure about, but let's get into that when we're there. Anyway, D'Anthony Melton signs a 1-year, $12.8 million deal with the Golden State Warriors. 11, 4 and 3 on 39, 36, 85, 84 splits in 38 games last year for the Philadelphia 76ers. Melton played against the Warriors with the Grizzlies rivalry in a way, even though of course it's not like a real rivalry, but there was some real hatred there. I thought always he was underutilized in that series in 2022 when we won the title, we as in the Golden State Warriors. And he now lands with the Warriors. Should be an upgrade defensively, even though size-wise he's 6'2", but defensively he is really great if he's healthy, because he had a really bad, obviously, year health-wise last season for the Sixers. So we'll see how that works. I like that signing, but obviously comes a bit bittersweet with Klay leaving. But this is a good signing at the end of the day. Then we get to the Gary Harris deal, 2-year, $14 million deal to return to the Magic. Average 7, 2 and 2 on 44, 37, 76 splits in 54 games. Not so sure about this for the Magic. He had a rough playoff run. I don't know, man. But I mean, he's a veteran. He's still a shooter. So, I mean, it's not like he got signed to a huge deal at the end of the day. And they keep a veteran presence, keep the camaraderie going. Still a shooter. I mean, he'll not be, he doesn't have to start with KCP coming in there, so his role will be a little lesser. So it makes sense for the Magic at the end of the day. Like I said, I really like the Magic off season, and now that I'm thinking about it, I like this deal also. Then we have Mo Bamba coming on a 1-year deal, which we don't know the amount of money he'll get with the LA Clippers. 4, 4 and 1 on 49, 39, and 68 splits in 57 games for Philadelphia last season. And I like this for the Clippers. I really do. I actually have been liking what the Clippers have done this offseason, besides obviously losing Paul George. But maybe sometimes less is more, right? Maybe Harden and Kawhi will just figure it out. I like the Clippers this offseason, honestly. We'll see, obviously, how it works out when the season starts. Garrett Temple is returning to the Raptors on a 1-year deal. Once again, we do not know the money amount. And he averaged 3, 2 and 1 on 37, 30, 81, 82 splits in 27 games. I mean, this is one of the deals of the free agency, right? Aaron Holiday, 2-year, $10 million deal with the Houston Rockets to return. the Aaron Holiday era is not yet over in Houston. 7-2-2 on 45, 39, 92 split in 78 games last season. And yeah, this is a good deal for the Rockets. Right backup point guard. Yeah, not much else to say there. Nick Batum returning to the Clippers, 2-year, $9.6 million deal. Averaged 5, 4, and 2 on 45, 40, 71 splits in 60 games for the Sixers last season. He returns to the Clippers, where he just loves it, right? Fourth quarter and yelling by Batum in, I guess. Okay, that was horribly executed, but you know what I'm saying at the end of the day, right? Aaron Holiday, I mean, Nicholas Batum. Nicholas Batum is back with the Clippers. He clearly likes the organization. They like him. Good deal for the Clippers for another good role player, which they always seem to get the most out of. Dylan Wright headed to the Milwaukee Bucks on a 1-year, $3.3 million deal. Averaged 5, 2, and 3 on 39, 37, 82.2, 82 splits in 47 games last season, where he was with the Wizards and the Heat. Really good point of attack defender if he's healthy. Does a little of everything. They need the point of attack defense. Dylan Wright should provide that for the Bucks. I like that pickup a lot. Buddy Boeheim on an exhibit 10 contract with the OKC Thunder. 3, 1, and 0 on 31, 32, 80 splits in 10 games for Detroit last season. As I know he had like 2 good games against the Warriors. That's all I remember about him. So we'll see what OKC gets out of him. He should be a shooter from what I remember. But hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. That's one of the deals of the free agency at the end of the day. Chris Dunn, agreement with the LA Clippers on a sign and trade. 5, 3, and 4 on 47, 37, 69 splits in 66 games last season with the Jazz. A point of attack all-around player who has improved tremendously for the Clippers off the bench. I like that. I really do. Then we have Colin Gillespie on a 2-way deal to the Phoenix Suns. 4, 1, and 1 on 46, 40, 67 splits in 24 games for Denver last season. Point guard try for the Suns on a 2-way deal. Like that. And then we have head into the rumors. Wizards could sign and trade Tyus Jones. I'm not gonna even say his stats. He had a really great season last season, but since it's rumors, I'm not gonna talk about the stats completely, even though I have them written down. I don't know which teams are interested, but he's a really good point guard for niche contenders, in my opinion. So I like that. I like if anyone can get him, but we'll see what happens with him. He had a really good season last season. The Bulls looking to dump Zach LaVine, which we knew, and Lonzo Ball contracts. Zach LaVine is owed pretty much 138 millions for 3 years, and Lonzo Ball has a 1-year, $21.5 million pretty much player option for this year, which I'm sure he'll accept. So we'll see if the Bulls are able to dump those salaries somewhere. Then we have one of the most surprising news of this free agency period, which is the Boston majority ownership group, which is led by Vic Grusbeck, is planning to make the Boston Celtics for sale, where they should be apparently selling major stake, or however you call it, the major part of the Celtics. They anytime, I suppose, early 2025. And he'll be the governor till 2028, where is the balance when the balance is closing. So intriguing. Maybe he just wants to cash out since they won the title, I guess. I don't know. Interesting development there. Utah Jazz explore trades with Atlanta Hawks for Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. Nothing more there, but apparently they explore trades there. Intriguing what the Jazz are doing. I'm really confused by Danny Ainge in a way. Really weird tenure with Utah so far, but I mean, he has picks, he has slow Markkanen, so I guess he'll figure something out. But the Jazz reign of Danny Ainge has been wild, weird. Anyway, LeBron likely takes a 3-year, $160 million max with the Lakers after the Lakers missed out on obviously Klay Thompson, James Harden, and Valanciunas, which is funny. Rob Pelinka. And it's interesting that nobody wants to play with the Lakers, even though LeBron was like, hey, I'll take a pay cut, $20 million pay cut. Come on. Someone come to the Lakers, and nobody fucking wanted to. There is still a chance they sign DeMar DeRozan on a sign and trade, apparently. But that would have to work out interestingly about the money. But They apparently are shopping D'Angelo Russell, so we'll see. Anyway, that's the next news, right? DeMar leaving the Bulls. Apparently, trading for Josh Giddey was the last straw, which I get. And then a couple of rumors. Suns interested in Lowry, and they are keeping Nurkic. Lowry could be a really good point guard for the Suns, and the Spurs are interested in Brook Lopez, which, I mean, Twin Towers, I guess, with Wemby. And that's that for today's news. Not that much action compared to compared to the other days, but still some major things we went over. And I'll catch you all tomorrow with more news. Be kind to yourself and to others. Just be, man.